What's going on, fam? It's your boy Sydney, and welcome back to the Naked Gardener channel. What's going on in today's world, there has been a major price increase on fuel, which is affecting a lot of things like livestock feed. So the missus just went to go get some layer feed, and she noticed that it has increased in price by like $2, a little bit over $2. So in this video, we're gonna basically show you what feed companies don't want you to know about how to save some money on your feed for your animals. How y'all doing? Y'all okay? These are our John Suscovich tractors. We started with this one as our first one. Instead of doing with the lap joints, I just did pocket screws. Then it was a little bit too heavy, so this was the second one where we basically cut it in half. And I took in consideration of it being light, but it wasn't as tall as the first one. So this one, I think we like it the best because it's not only light, but it's durable. And the reason why we have this like this, because we're going to eventually use this as our breeding pen. We're going to build another one similar to like this, and we're going to put the automatic door on here. Reason why it's like that. I'm going to move these real quick, and then I'm going to tell you 2 ways that you can help with your feed costs. You normally want to move these before you give them an extra feed. This cake and poop. So we just normally put that on there, like that. Hard to do it with one hand. There we go. Grab the next one. There we go. Let's see. Put that. There we go. And we just move it. We keep it on these so that way we know where the wheels are at. I like these little waterers. Got them little roosting bars. These are the American Breeze first batch that they will be going to freezer camp come April 30th. Except maybe that rooster, we'll probably keep him. Y'all ready? We keep them side by side so that way kind of decreases the chance of predators getting at least this batch. The outer batch, unfortunately, will get attacked if anything does happen. And what we normally do is move these about twice a day. And this is a good way to help cut on your feed costs because they're going to be eating most of all of this grass and bugs. So this is one way. I normally do about the length of the next one, just like that. And that's good. I have these nice removable clips to make it easy to move the different tractors. So I just come back over here. Just put them on, that easy. That easy. All right, not sure where that got cut off at. Battery died, but Getting them on fresh grass is going to help cut down on your feed bills because they're going to be foraging around the grass, eating some of the grass, eating some of the bugs that are in the field. When we first got onto the homestead, we were going to the big box stores and like Atwood's, Tractor Supplies, and was picking up feed. Now, picking up that feed, it's a 50-pound bag. Those were getting kind of expensive, especially when a lot of these birds was going through it real fast. They were almost going through these bags about a week, 50 pounds bag a week. We asked Jason and Robin of the Big Bear Homestead about, you know, where do they go to get their feed at, and they told us check a local feed mill around there. They will most likely have it on the pennies of the dollars, at least 50% of what you can get at the big box stores. We found a place and they were cheap. They were about 50-pound bags for under 10 bucks. So we thought that was pretty good. That right there was saving us about 50%. So we were going from almost $18 to $19 a 50-pound bag to now under $10 a bag, which we felt we were doing good. And then while we were getting about 5 bags of 50-pound bag feed, we decided to get these barrels here, and we would just basically store them in there. And so we got, with the feed store, they were selling layer feeds and crack corn in here. And then this one, we got just some scratch feed for them as we give them as treats, along with those grub worms you saw. That right there saved us 50%. And we don't basically feed them just that. As you can see, and if you've been following along our videos, we allow them to do a modified free range so that way they can still continue to eat the grass and bugs and kind of till up the ground for us, so that way we can increase and better our soil. Now, with that, there's one last way you can even save half of that by fermenting your feed. Now, with fermenting your feed, it's going to even cut your feed bill in half, because when you ferment it, it increases the volume of your feed by double. Now, what is ferment feed? Let me show you. This is, we normally do like a 3-day cycle. So we add our grains of your normal scoop, which you will add in here. For our chickens, amount of chickens that we have 27 chickens, and at the time 10 ducks. Now we're down to 9 ducks. We'll add some water in here, and as you can see, it kind of got the little foam and stuff on there. And you just add water into it to cover it about 2 inches above the grain. And then you put the lid on there and you just let it sit. And then about once or twice a day, you just stir it up. You see how that looks? Make sure you get to the bottom, and you'll start smelling like a nice, good fermented smell. Look at it bubbles. See, that's when you know you're doing pretty good. Now, when you're fermenting, whatever container that you have, you want to make sure you're in a BPA container or a food graded container, and make sure you have this lid secured. So I think it's a little bit too much water, but and see that, oh, this one kind of smell kind of foul. So when you kind of have a foul smelling one, what you can do is just add an apple cider vinegar. And what that would do, that sugar from the apple cider vinegar could eat that up and get it back to that beer smelling. But that's all you need to do, is a simple water and your fermented feed. Stir it up. You don't want to have it in there for more than 3 days. I'm going to check the rest of these and mix these up. This one smells good. Probably a little bit too much water, but still all right. And with this, you want to leave it out in room temperature. If you do have it, leave it out in the cold area, like let's say under about 40 degrees, you can let it stay out for about 5 days instead of 3 days. But if you have hot weather or warm weather, you don't want to have it out more than 3 days. Look at all that. Just the gas, having it going in the fermenting stage. See, that's pretty good. No foul smell on that one. So I gotta remember this one. That one's pretty good. No foul smell. Sweet beer type smell. So you're probably asking, what are the benefits of fermenting your feed? For the first day, when you're soaking your grains, it's going to help improve the digestive capabilities of the grains, so that way that the chickens or the ducks or the pigs can easily digest all of that grain. Also, during this first day process, it's going to cut down on the acid and the enzyme of those grains, because those are basically compressed, and it's going to help it add more vitamins and nutrition to those grains. On the second day, that's when the fermenting process starts, and that's when you're going to get the good bacteria, to get the good probiotics, and that way it gives them that your animals that's going to be ingesting this a good gut health. So doing this, like I said, you don't want to do it for so long, because it becomes sour and unedible for the animals, and you'll see they won't even eat it. It all, like I said, it all helps with your feed costs. It cuts your feed by 75%. Now you can add more things to your fermented feed, but all you really need is water and your feed. Mix it up, and it's that easy. You can feed it to your livestock on the first day, but the third day is when it's most potent for them. If you ferment your feed, comment down below. Let us know what type of ferment that you use. That's how we ferment our feed. Now, if you want to see how we first started out fermenting our feed, we'll put that video right there for you to follow along. Until the next video, let's grow together.